The bang of the wind slammed the crooked door open, and Liana froze on the threshold of the tiny one-room house. Her eyes locked onto the object sitting on the dusty wooden table, an elegant silver-framed photograph. Her breath caught in her throat as she stepped closer, each footstep shaking something in her chest. She reached out with trembling fingers and turned the frame toward the light. It was him, her husband, Roman Hale, billionaire CEO, the man the entire city admired, the same man who kissed her forehead before leaving the mansion every morning, the same man who laughed and told her she was the only woman he had ever truly given his heart to. His picture was sitting in her maid's house. Her maid Nora. Liana's hand shook so badly she almost dropped the frame. Why is this here?" she whispered to herself, but the empty room swallowed her voice. Her heartbeat hammered so loudly she could barely hear her own breathing. Just minutes ago, she had come here only to check on Nora, who didn't show up for work for 2 days. She expected illness, maybe an injury. What she found instead was a truth she hadn't been prepared for, staring straight at her from a silver frame. A single loud knock rang from behind. Liana panicked and slid the picture under her arm. The door creaked as Nora's elderly neighbor peeked in. "Madam, you're back? Is Nora not here?" Liana asked, trying to steady her voice. "No." The woman shook her head, stepping in. "She left in the morning. Said she was going to settle something important." Liana swallowed hard. She wanted to ask and scream, "Why does my maid have my husband's picture?" But she couldn't bring herself to say the words. Instead, she forced her expression into neutrality. Did she say when she'd return? "No, madam." Liana nodded and stepped out quickly. The moment she reached her car, her legs gave out and she sank into the driver's seat. The picture weighed heavily in her hands as she stared at Roman's younger face, no beard, no stress lines. This picture wasn't taken recently. Maybe years ago. Maybe before she met him. Her fingers clenched around the frame. "Roman, what aren't you telling me?" Her phone rang, making her jump. It was Roman. "Love," his deep voice filled her ear. "I just finished a meeting. Are you home?" Liana closed her eyes, trying to breathe normally. "Almost," she said softly. "Where are you?" "In the car. I'll be home soon. I miss you." His voice was warm, familiar, safe, the kind that always made her smile. But today it felt like a knife. "I'll see you at home," she whispered and hung up before her voice cracked. When she reached the Hale mansion, the maids and guards greeted her normally, but Liana walked in like she was moving underwater. She hurried to the bedroom, locked the door, and placed the picture on the dresser. She stared at it for several seconds, her throat tightening. She tried to imagine a reasonable explanation. Maybe Nora bought it somewhere. Maybe she admired Roman. Her thoughts shattered when her phone buzzed again. This time, it was Nora. Liana almost dropped it. She answered immediately. "Nora? Where are you?" There was silence at first, a shaky breath, like someone had been crying. Like someone had been crying. "I'm sorry, madam," Nora whispered. "I'll explain everything. I didn't mean for you to find out this way." Liana's stomach twisted. "Find out what, Nora?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Why do you have my husband's picture? Tell me now." But just then, the line cut. "Nora? Nora!" Liana shouted, but it was too late. The call had ended. Liana's heart pounded with anxiety. She rushed downstairs and asked the driver to take her back to Nora's neighborhood. As soon as the car pulled up, she saw a commotion outside Nora's house. 2 men dragging Nora's bags out. "What's going on here?" Liana demanded, stepping out. A tall man with a scarred jaw turned toward her. His eyes narrowed. "Who are you?" "I'm her employer," Liana said sharply. "Where is Nora?" The man scoffed. "Employer? That girl is in trouble. She's not coming back here. Go home, madam. Mind your business." "I'm not leaving without answers," Liana snapped. "It's family matters," he growled. "And you rich people should stay out of things that don't concern you." Liana stepped closer. "Everything concerns me if it involves my maid." The man grabbed her arm. She gasped. "Don't touch me," she shouted, pulling away. The confrontation caught the attention of neighbors. Someone whispered, "That's the woman who works for Madame Nora." Another man came out, a stout middle-aged one with thick eyebrows. He pointed a finger at Liana and yelled, "Madam, leave now before something happens to you." "Where is she?" Liana demanded again, but no one answered. Frustrated and afraid, she returned to her car. The picture frame was still on the seat. She lifted it again and this time noticed a faint smudge of ink on the back. She scraped it with her nail and a portion of a handwritten note appeared. It looked like someone had erased it, but a few words were visible. "Didn't know he abandoned us. Never forgive. His child." Liana's heart stopped. Child? Whose child? Roman's child? Her vision blurred for a second. She clutched the frame to her chest. "Please, God, don't let this be what I'm thinking." When she got home again, Roman was already there, loosening his tie. "Hey," he said with a soft smile. "You look pale. Is everything okay?" Liana forced a smile. "Just tired. Long day." He stepped forward and hugged her, but she stood stiff in his arms. He pulled back slightly. "Liana, what's wrong?" She swallowed hard. "Roman, I went to check on Nora, and I found something." "What did you find?" She hesitated, voice shaking. "Why does she have your picture in her house?" Roman froze. His expression just for a moment cracked, and Liana saw it. Fear. His lips parted, but no words came out. Before he could form a response, Liana whispered, "Roman, what are you hiding from me?" His eyes dropped to the floor, and that was when Liana knew. Whatever truth she was about to uncover was bigger than anything she had imagined. Roman didn't answer. He stood there, shoulders tense, jaw locked, as if he was silently battling with himself. Liana felt the air tighten between them, thick enough to choke her. "Roman, say something," she whispered. He finally exhaled, long and shaky. "Where exactly did you see the picture?" "In her house," she said, her voice rising. "On her table, framed, like something important. And I want to know why." He rubbed his forehead and turned away from her. That movement terrified her more than any words could. "Roman," she said again, stepping closer. "Look at me." But he didn't. He walked to the window, facing the darkness outside. "Are you having an affair?" she asked, her voice breaking despite her attempt to stay calm. "Roman, please tell me the truth. Were you involved with Nora before she became our maid?" "No," he said sharply, turning around. "No, Liana. I was never involved with her." "Then why does she have your picture?" she demanded. "I don't know," he replied quickly. Liana stared at him. "You're lying." "I'm not lying," he insisted. The panic in his voice was unusual. Roman was the calmest man she knew. He handled business crises worth billions without flinching. But now he couldn't even look her in the eyes. "Talk to me," she said softly, trembling. "Roman, I found writing behind the picture. Someone tried to erase it. It mentioned a child." That broke him. His shoulders sagged instantly. Liana took a step back as if she had seen a ghost. "Roman, don't tell me." "No," he cut in. "No, it's not like that." "Then tell me what it is like," she cried. He dragged a hand through his hair. "Before I ever met you, I made mistakes. I wasn't a saint. But I swear, I didn't know Nora. I have never seen her before she started working for us." "Then why does this feel so wrong?" Liana whispered. He stepped toward her, but she backed away. "Liana, don't touch me," she said, her voice trembling. Roman froze. She could see hurt flicker across his face, but she didn't care. Not now. Not when her entire world was cracking open. "I'm going to find Nora," she said, walking toward the door. "Liana, wait." "No," she snapped. "If you won't tell me the truth, I'll find it myself." She left the room. Roman didn't follow. As the evening deepened into night, she sat on the bed, staring at the picture frame. Her phone buzzed again. This time, a text message. "Madam, please don't come to my house again. They won't let you in. I'm safe. I just need time, please." It was Nora. Liana immediately called her, but Nora didn't pick up. She stood abruptly and grabbed her keys. She wasn't waiting for anything. Driving back to the neighborhood felt like moving through thick fog. Every fear, every suspicion, every scenario played in her mind over and over. What if Roman had a secret family? What if Nora was connected to someone he'd wronged? What if? Her thoughts shattered when she reached Nora's house again. This time, the lights were off. The door was locked. No voices, no movement, nothing. She walked around the house, searching for anything. A neighbor stepped out of the shadows. A teenage boy. "Madam, you're looking for Nora?" "Yes," Liana said urgently. "Do you know where she is?" The boy hesitated. "My mom said not to talk to anyone, but I saw her earlier." She left crying. Her uncle was shouting and throwing out her things. She ran toward the old clinic down the street. "Thank you," Liana said and rushed back to her car. The old clinic was half abandoned, with peeling paint and broken windows. But a dim light flickered inside. Liana stepped out quietly and walked toward it. When she pushed the door open, she heard sobbing. "Nora," she called softly. The sobbing stopped. Then slowly, a shadow moved. Nora appeared from behind a curtain, her clothes wrinkled, her face swollen from crying. "Madam, why did you come? You're not supposed to be here." "I had to," Liana said gently. "Tell me the truth, Nora. Why do you have my husband's picture?" Nora sat down on a worn-out chair, hugging herself like she was holding her pieces together. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" Liana whispered, kneeling in front of her. Nora opened her mouth, but no sound came out at first. She wiped her tears and tried again. "I stole it." Liana blinked. "You stole it?" "Yes," Nora said. "Not because of your husband, but because of my mother." "Your mother?" Nora nodded. She died 6 months before I came to work for you. She used to tell me stories about a man she loved when she was younger. A man she believed would have saved her if he hadn't left. She kept talking about him even on her deathbed. One day, before she died, she pointed at the TV your husband was on the news, and she said, "He looks just like him." Liana frowned. "Nora, I don't understand." "My mother never told me his name," Nora said quietly. "She never showed me his picture. So when I saw your husband in person for the first time, I felt something strange. I thought maybe he was the man she talked about." Liana's chest tightened. "So you took the picture?" "To compare," Nora said. "To see if he was the one." "And did you ever confirm anything?" Nora shook her head. "No, I didn't know. But my uncle, he hates that man. Whoever he was." My mother died angry. My uncle believed the man ruined her life. So when he found the picture, he lost it. He thought I was trying to look for the man. "Did your uncle ever see Roman?" Liana asked. Nora nodded slowly. "He came once to drop me at work. He saw Roman giving instructions to the staff outside, and he still went. Like he recognized him." Liana felt her heart drop to her stomach. "Recognized him how?" Nora's voice cracked. "He said if he ever sees that man near our family again, he'd destroy him." Just then, a loud crash echoed from outside the clinic. Nora gasped. Liana stood instantly. Someone was outside. Nora whispered, shaking violently. "It's him. It's my uncle." The door handle rattled aggressively. "Open this door now," a furious voice boomed. Liana stepped back, clutching Nora behind her. The door slammed again. "You think you can hide?" the man roared. "Both of you open this door now." Nora burst into tears. Liana's hands trembled, and the handle rattled again, harder this time. The door shook violently again, threatening to snap off its hinges. Nora pressed herself against the wall, trembling so hard Liana felt it through the air. "Nora," her uncle bellowed. "Open this door, or I'll break it down." Liana grabbed Nora's hand. "Is there a back exit?" Nora shook her head, terrified. No, there isn't." The door shook again. Liana's heart pounded, but she forced herself to think. Running would make them look guilty. Hiding would only make him angrier. She walked toward the door. "Madam, no," Nora cried, grabbing her arm. "It's okay," Liana whispered. "He won't hurt me." She didn't believe that. But she couldn't let Nora stand in front of the storm alone. She unlocked the door and stepped back. The door flew open. A tall, rugged man with fury burning in his eyes stormed in. He froze when he saw Liana. "You," he growled. "Why can't you rich people leave us alone?" Nora rushed forward. "Uncle, please calm down." He shoved her aside, not violently, but enough to make her stumble. Liana stepped forward instantly. "Don't touch her," she warned. The man's eyes narrowed. "You have no right to be here. You've caused enough damage already." "How?" Liana demanded. "By asking why my husband's picture is in a house it has no business being in." "Don't talk about him," the man snapped. "Don't even mention that criminal's name." Liana stiffened. "Criminal? My husband?" "Yes," he barked. "Your husband is the reason Amara died." Nora burst into tears. "Uncle, stop." But he continued, glaring at Liana with decades of bitterness behind his eyes. "Your husband is the man who ruined my sister's life," he said angrily. "He took advantage of her when she was young, promised her heaven, left her with nothing. Shame, poverty, a child he never looked back for." Liana felt the words hit her like blows. She tried to keep her voice steady. "Sir, please, tell me the truth from the beginning." Nora's uncle turned away, gripping the edge of a broken chair like he needed something to hold on to. "My sister, Amara, was a cleaner in a company. She met a young intern there. Said he was charming. Said he cared. She fell in love. Became pregnant." Liana swallowed hard. Every detail matched the timeline Roman refused to talk about. But the uncle continued. "She wanted to tell him," he said. But he had traveled abroad already. Didn't leave a number. Didn't leave a message. Nothing. She was alone. They fired her because they said she stole something. And my gentle sister lost her job, her dignity, everything." Nora sobbed harder. Liana placed a hand on her shoulder. "When she gave birth to Nora," the uncle continued, "she could barely feed herself, let alone her child. She blamed herself and that man until her final breath." Liana's chest tightened painfully. "Do you know the man's name?" she asked quietly. "Yes," the uncle spat. "I know his name all too well. I found papers in Amara's things after she died." He walked to his bag near the door, pulled out a folded envelope, and threw it onto a table beside Liana. She picked it up with trembling fingers. A birth certificate fell out. Nora's birth certificate. She unfolded it. Her breath caught. Father's name, Rowan Alexander Steele. Liana's legs nearly gave out. "Rowan," she whispered. Her husband's full legal name. Nora looked terrified. "Madam, please don't hate me. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." Liana couldn't think. The room spun. Her husband fathered their maid. The uncle stepped closer. "This is why I didn't want you coming here. Your husband destroyed my sister. I won't let him destroy Nora too." Liana finally found her voice. "Where's Rowan now?" Nora whispered. "You left him at home." Liana reached for her phone with shaking hands. Before she could dial, the phone rang. "Rowan." Her heart dropped. She answered slowly. "Rowan." His voice came through soft, almost broken. "Liana, please come home. I need to tell you something about my past. It's urgent." She couldn't breathe for a moment. "Rowan," she said quietly, "do you know a woman named Amara?" Silence. Complete, devastating silence. Then Rowan exhaled shakily on the other end. "Liana, please come home. I'll explain everything. Did you know she had a child?" Liana pressed. Her voice cracked. Rowan whispered, "Liana, just come home." "No," she said, stepping outside the clinic. "You tell me the truth now." Another long silence. Then Rowan's voice broke completely. "I think I have a daughter." Her heart shattered. "Her name," Rowan continued weakly, "is Nora." Liana felt her knees buckle, but she stayed standing by sheer will. "So you knew?" she asked. "I suspected," Rowan said. "Someone from my past reached out to me recently. Said Amara might have had the child. I didn't know for sure. I didn't know how to tell you." "Rowan," she said, her voice trembling with anger and heartbreak. "Nora's birth certificate has your name." Rowan sucked in a breath. "Where are you?" She closed her eyes. "At the old clinic. With Nora and her uncle." "Liana, I'm coming now. No, she snapped. Don't come. But Rowan wasn't listening. She could hear his car start. She lowered the phone slowly. Nora came out of the clinic behind her. Madam, please don't be angry. I'm not angry with you, Liana whispered. This isn't your fault. The uncle stepped out too. If that man comes here, I'll... A car engine approached fast. Headlights flared through the darkness. Nora grabbed Liana's arm. He's here. Rowan's black SUV screeched to a stop. He stepped out, breathless, pale, terrified. Liana. Nora. Nora's uncle stepped forward aggressively. You, he roared. You murderer. You destroyed my sister. Rowan raised his hands. Sir, please. Let me speak. You have nothing to say. The uncle shouted and surged forward. Liana ran between them. Stop. The uncle froze only because she was there. Rowan's eyes filled with tears as he looked at Nora. I'm sorry, he whispered. I failed your mother. I failed you. Nora's legs gave out. She collapsed, sobbing. The uncle grabbed her, yelling, Don't touch her. Rowan fell to his knees. Right there on the dirt road. Liana covered her mouth in shock. She had never seen him break. Rowan whispered, voice shattered. Nora, I think I'm your father. Liana stepped forward. Her voice steady. Rowan stayed on his knees, trembling like the truth had finally crushed the strength out of him. The night air was thick with grief, resentment, and confusion. Nora stared at him through tears, her lips shaking, her voice barely a whisper. You left her, she said. She needed you, and you left her. Rowan's face crumpled. Nora, I didn't know she was pregnant. I swear it. I was a foolish boy who ran from responsibility. I thought I had time to fix things later. I thought she was fine. I didn't know she was suffering. I didn't know she was alone. The uncle snarled, Liar. Arrogant liar. She begged to speak with you. She waited outside your company gate for hours. You walked right past her. Rowan froze. Liana saw color drain from his face. I didn't see her, he whispered. God, I didn't see her. She died because of you. The uncle spat. And now you want forgiveness? Do you want access to this girl? Never. Nora pulled away from him. Uncle, please. No. He barked. I protected you from this man your whole life. Rowan shook his head, tears dripping onto the dirt. I'm not here to take anything from you. I just want to fix what I broke. Nora, I can't change the past, but if you give me a chance, I will spend the rest of my life proving I'm not the same man who hurt your mother. Nora hugged herself tightly, as if holding her heart in place. I don't know if I can forgive you, not now. Not yet. I don't deserve forgiveness, Rowan whispered, but I'm begging for a chance. The tension was too heavy, too suffocating, despite her pounding heart. What about me, Rowan? She asked softly. You kept this secret from me. For years. You let me marry you not knowing you left a child behind. Rowan forced himself to look at her. His eyes were glassy, pleading. Liana, I was ashamed. You're the strongest woman I've ever known. And I was scared that if you saw how weak I once was, you'd never look at me the same. Well, Liana whispered, pain slicing her words, you were right. I don't look at you the same. Rowan flinched as if she had struck him. But, she continued slowly, I also know you're not that boy anymore. I've seen you care for people. I've seen how gentle you are, how protective, how deeply you love. And that's why this hurts. Because I know you could have been a real father if you'd known. The uncle scoffed. You're defending him? No, Liana replied calmly. I'm acknowledging the truth. Nora wiped her face. I don't hate you, madam. And I don't want trouble. I just wanted to know why my mother kept his picture. Rowan swallowed. Why? Nora turned to him. Because she loved you. Even after everything. Rowan collapsed again, sobbing. I don't deserve her memory. The uncle's anger dimmed for the first time. He looked away, jaw tight. Liana kneeling beside Rowan shocked everyone. She touched his shoulder gently. Stand up. He shook his head. I can't. Rowan, she said more firmly, stand up. Slowly, painfully, he rose to his feet. His hands trembled at his sides. Liana turned to Nora. What do you want? Nora blinked. I don't know. I've lived my whole life without a father. Now he's here, and I don't even know how to breathe. You don't owe anyone a decision tonight, Liana said. Not even him. You're allowed to take your time. Nora nodded weakly. The uncle frowned. And what? You want her to go live in your mansion like some charity project? No, Liana said sharply. This isn't charity. This is family. The uncle stared at her. Then, for the first time, he truly looked at her not as a billionaire, not as an outsider, but as someone standing in the dirt with them, hurting them. And if I say no? He challenged. Then we respect that, Liana replied. Because Nora is your family too, and she has the right to choose. Rowan stepped forward. Sir, please allow me to support her, even if it's from a distance. Even if she never calls me father. You want to support her? The uncle countered. Fine. Pay for her schooling. Pay for her comfort. But don't expect her to run into your arms. I won't, Rowan whispered. Nora stepped between them. I want to go with Madam. Just for tonight. I need space. Please, Uncle. Her uncle stiffened. You're not going anywhere with them. Uncle, Nora said softly. I have questions I need answers to. I need to talk to him. Not alone. With Madam. Please. Her uncle closed his eyes, shaking with emotion. Finally, he stepped aside. You bring her back in the morning, he said to Liana. Of course. Nora packed nothing. She simply walked toward Liana's car, trembling. Rowan opened the door for her, his hands shaking so badly he almost fumbled it. As Nora got in, she whispered, I'm not ready to call you Dad. Rowan nodded. I'll wait until you are, even if it takes years. Liana got into the driver's seat. Rowan got into the passenger side. The moment the doors closed, Nora whispered, Madam? Yes. Are you going to leave him? Rowan stiffened. Liana stared at the road ahead, tears silently rolling down her cheeks. I don't know, she whispered. But whatever happens, you won't lose me. Nora's breath hitched. They rode in silence until they reached the mansion. Inside, Nora froze at the sheer size of the place. Rowan spoke softly, afraid to break the fragile moment. Nora, this is your home too, if you ever want it. Nora didn't respond. She walked past him. Then suddenly, unexpectedly, she turned and threw her arms around him. Rowan choked on a breath. It wasn't forgiveness. Just a moment. A beginning. As she pulled away, she whispered, Don't disappear again. I won't, he vowed. Liana watched the two of them. Her heart was breaking and healing at the same time, torn between betrayal and compassion. Rowan approached her slowly. Liana, please don't give up on us. She wiped her tears. I just need time. He nodded, accepting it with a devastated sigh. Nora looked at both of them and whispered, We're all broken, aren't we? Liana managed a soft smile. Maybe, but broken people can still build something beautiful. If you want to see how their story continues, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below.